There's a quote I'm going to paraphrase here when it comes to the comedy Love Lab that resonates so well with me and my attitude toward the show that when I think of one, I can't help thinking of the other. Love Lab is slapstick, in the same way cartoons like Tom and Jerry were back in my childhood. This general quote so perfectly summarizes the animation timing with the jokes of the series that it just makes me glow with happy energy whenever I think of it. Love Lab is a wonderful show that probably isn't underrated, but I want to talk about it anyway because it makes me so incredibly happy. Finding a show with girls as main characters without fan service or too much all in toward the idea of femininity established in at least my age of childhood with frills and pink and cute is really hard to do. There aren't many that are even interesting to me because there's something like Ao Haru Ride or Kuzuno Hankai with so much focus on relationships. And comedies with a competent cast of all girls? K-On! Is one, sure, and so is Nichijou for that matter, but one is far too fluffy and the other is way too over the top. Love Lab hits that sweet spot for me. This show is just so damn funny. Every joke hits me the same way reading back my own jokes kills me, because I grew up on this idea of comedy and it's what I love best. Recently I heard an interesting question that got me thinking about my own comedy and my writing. Are you your biggest critic or your biggest fan? And I can confidently say that I am absolutely my biggest fan, however conceited that may seem. But I just can't help it. Reading my own work back destroys me because I love the way I think and write jokes, and I write jokes that I think are funny. You might be asking at this point, Crosswind, what jokes are you talking about? There hasn't even been any in this video. And while you're wrong there because I'm the biggest joke there is, Love Lab perfectly embodies the stupid pun-filled comedy and dry literal slapstick that I embody with the dialogue of the stories I write that you probably haven't seen, and hopefully a few jokes I throw in here and there in my videos that you have seen. You may have noticed I have a lot of textual jokes in the video instead of visual gags, and that's the reason. But enough about me. Let's talk about the show you're here for. Love Lab features a group of girls getting together to fix something they all have in common except for, supposedly, our main character Riko, who immediately lied about having a boyfriend to seem popular. Yeah, that's right. This entire relationship is built on lies, Lisa! You're tearing me apart! Oh hi, Maki. With a premise as thinly seen through as that, it's quite obvious that the tone of the series was never going to be a serious one, in any stretch of the imagination, as even your most senseless anime protagonist would likely think something's a little off. Luckily, we have a character almost as dense as that type of black hole previously thought impossible Ichika from Infinite Stratos in the form of Maki Natsuo. This president is what is known in the biz as an aho, or an idiot, and that idiot ball isn't going to drop anytime soon, which works much better here in a pure comedy than an anime with some comedic elements, like K-On! For example. I mean, she literally kisses a pillow she drew a face on in her wild virgin thirst. And that forms the background of the unsurprisingly innocent interactions she has with the equally innocent but mentally corrupt Riko and especially the treasurer Sayori. Combine that with a shy girl Suzune looking to gain some confidence from an expert, and you've got a recipe for hilarity as Riko tries to keep the charade up while also playing the straight man in every single scene. Oh, and there's a redhead rich girl too, I guess. I kind of forgot she existed when I made this video. There's just something charming about the animation style used in this show. From the same piece of media I remember getting a quote from for the opening of this video, a point was made about the walk cycles and erratic action scenes the series shines brightest in. The way these characters bounce and move across the screen is so vibrantly cartoonish that it just feels like it'd be right at home on, well, Boomerang at this point, but Cartoon Network from my own childhood. The cute faces and Japanese nature of the school setting more line up with the experiences I have with anime, of course, which blends together my love for animation of both styles so much that I can't help but smile and bounce around myself at how exciting it is that people work together and we're inspired by each other even across the world to make a show like this. I mean, how cool is that? There's just so much fun packed into every animation still, dialogue, and even the general theme of the show. It's a celebration of laughter and love for the audience and the characters themselves. And honestly, that's the only reason I made this video. For love. It probably won't net me that many views or subscribers or even get clicked on by most of the subscribers I do have, but that's okay with me. The fact that I got to celebrate my love for the show is what's important here. I mean, even the premise of this video was just based on someone else's quote, so even if I threw my own opinions and insights into it, it's still derivative. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you somehow haven't heard of or seen the show, go watch it. It's one of my most fond memories of anime, and you won't regret it. But let's be real, the title was the only reason I made this. Hey there guys, if you enjoyed this video, consider supporting me on Patreon or subscribing to me here on YouTube. It's offered me the ability to keep doing these on more than a monthly basis. Sorry about that. You can also hit that notification bell to get instant updates on when another video of mine goes up, or just click on the end cards that come up at the end of the video to check out other videos of mine. Other than that, remember to enjoy the way you watch anime, and the anime you watch, because as long as you're having fun, that's all that really matters in the end. I mean, it's why I made this video, and love Love Lab, and nah, I'll just see you next time.